G'day folks. It's one of them afternoons, Tuesday I think. Yeah, unfortunately I'm getting a bit of a cold at the moment, so I might sound a little bit off, but it's sort of why I'm making up for it, because if I'm in bed for the next few days, at least I'll have a nice long rambly video for you to watch tonight. Or something like that. Anyway, lots to talk about, most of which I'll probably forget again, but yeah, that's why I should probably write a list. But anyway, just going through comments and things and all that sort of stuff. I think I just replied to somebody who was asking why I always start the micro with my foot on the clutch, and that's because I got in there rather tired and, well, just exhausted, and probably had a couple to drink as well. Wanted to move it further into the carport, and I accidentally hit the key without checking where the gear stick was or putting my foot on the clutch, so it cranked about a couple of rotations, couple of cylinder fires, and nudged the front gate. Didn't go through it or anything, it must have been second gear or something, I don't know. So now I just clutch, check the stick. Normal manual stuff, I did that years ago, but it's been a couple of years since I had a manual. So yeah, you don't need to put your foot on the clutch in that car, there's no cutout switch on it. It's just a matter of making sure it's not in gear when you start it. That way you avoid any little mishaps, and I guess that's the safety feature of being able to press the clutch first. Not sure about oil pressure and thrust bearing though, but if it's a thrust bearing on the crank, then well, probably yeah. Probably not very good for it, I don't know. Anyway, thanks to a couple of people who got me onto this stuff. This isn't too bad. It's a bit expensive for a lemonade drink, but it's got the old style marble bottles. Well, modern made with a plastic top on them, but that's pretty neat. It's Japanese Ramune. It comes out there. Yeah, I bought this from Ichiba Junction or something on .com.au. Pretty expensive, $60 a case for lemonade's a bit much. Probably won't do it again, at least not for a while, but yeah, it's not too bad. Anyway, I got lots of stuff come in and a lot of people offering more donations of stuff, which is greatly appreciated. I've got one guy offering computer gear, which we'll go over in a later video when it arrives. It's a AMD as well, just like this one, but it's a Phenom or something like that, quad core. So that'll be a good gaming PC replacement for this one. This one's going to end up out here. This will be doing my main video processing, because this is where I do all my video processing, but I didn't want to have to carry this outside every time, so it's just remained as it was in my bedroom. Only reason this is out here now is just for a clean up. It's full of dirt and dust. The graphics card isn't as bad as I thought it was, but I noticed Saints Row the Third was chugging a bit yesterday, so I sort of went easy on it. If anything, it'd be more the CPU that was causing it to chug, because that looks a little bit worse than I thought. Anyway, I'll blow all that dust and crud out of there, it should be good. It's a Gigabyte main board. That's the model number of it. I think it's got about 2 or 4 gig of RAM. Again, I can't remember, I just use it. I bought this off Jay the Aussie. Came with the hard drive and everything, which has been fine. It looks like a Seagate. I think it's 300 something gig or something like that. 200 something, 250 gig. I'll put the power supply in there. It's a nice solid power supply, 700 watt for that, which was also given to me by a good friend, GTS 250. Very nice card. It won't run the latest games properly. Like Saints Row the Third, I'm lucky to get 30 FPS top. If I stare at the ground with the camera, then it'll get a higher FPS, but just running around, it sort of tanks at about 18, 20. If there's a lot of explosions and carnage going on, it's probably even lower. Yeah, I'll be glad to get a much better PC, because I've got that GTS 250, no, sorry, not GTS 250, that's what that is. AMD Radeon 5970 to throw in it. But it's a much longer card, and it doesn't even fit in this case either. I haven't even been able to just throw it in for shits and giggles. It just won't fit. It comes to about there. So I need a whole new case. Anyway, because I'm going to keep this intact. I'm going to buy a new case, 1 kilowatt power supply, new SATA 1 terabyte hard drive and everything, and just do it all properly from scratch. But yeah, said YouTuber is throwing in the RAM and the CPU as well, the board, lot. So it'll just be that assembly, and I'll just build everything around it. Maybe even go water cooled. I'll definitely have to put a upgraded cooler on the 5970. That was the reason why the guy got rid of it. The lady I got the micro from, her son gave it to me, because it was just crashing during Call of Duty 4 or something like that, and the reason was it was just always overheating, and he wanted a 7970 or whatever it was, the latest model, which has 3 fans and some massive heat pipe cooler instead of just one and a plastic case and a heatsink, which is essentially what this is. This would probably perform a lot better if it had a proper water block assembly on it, but that's all later on. Got other stuff to spend money on, like cars and things. Speaking of Micra, there's a radiator for it. $150 shipped from eBay. Brad couldn't even get one for under $200 from Repco at trade price. So again, they're all a Chinese radiator. Wherever you go, they're all dirty cheap now. So for that, with a 3-year warranty, who cares? It's cheap. It's going to fail eventually. You won't get a full, like, I think the radiator in that car is the original one, so you won't get that kind of longevity out of it, but for the price, what do you do? 150 bucks these days is sort of pocket change to a lot of people, and it's like computer monitors and things. If you can't justify spending 150 bucks worth of time on it, go out and buy a brand new one, like the latest 24-inch widescreen. Otherwise it's just not worth it. And yeah, thanks to whoever got me onto these for setting up video cameras and stuff around with Ethernet cable. Straight out of China on eBay. They were $2.30 a pair. I got 2 pairs just for the hell of it, in case one doesn't work or it dies shortly afterwards. But for $4.50 with free shipping from straight from China, I'm not complaining. And companies around here charge probably 10 times as much just for one. I think the cheapest price I saw for an adapter or something from around here was about $12.95, and that was just for one of them. So nah. I like to support local businesses, but not when they sort of ream you for prices and things. In this case, it needs a really good clean up. And now I have wireless keyboard and mouse. It can live somewhere other than that far off the floor, which is where most of that dust has come from. It's just floor dust. Not the best place for a computer, I know that much. I've known that for many, many years. But unfortunately, when I had wired keyboard and mouse, I couldn't play games in bed with the PC on the other side of the room. So now I can. I've got a nice DVI cable for the 40-inch TV monitor. And yeah. And that old Proton LCD that I fixed up is still running like a champ. It's a really nice display. Once you rebuild the power supply, sort of over-engineer it a little bit, that 5-volt standby rail or whatever it is that popped. Apparently they all do it at one point, and if you put a better diode and better cap in it, not a problem. Sometimes the regulator goes, but it never went in that one. Anyway, it's getting a bit cluttered in here, and I've also got a very faithful YouTuber sending me some parts to get this old what is it? Can't remember what the bloody term is. Yeah, it's a projection television, whatever you want to call it. Projection light technology or something like that. DLP, digital light projection, that's it. So yeah, I've got some lamps and other goodies being given to me by a guy who specialises in keeping these things going. He said he has an abundance of them and would love to help me out with it, so even if it doesn't quite work out, it's no big loss. It'll be something to learn from. I'll probably delve deeper into that and just show some of you how it works without taking too much apart. I don't want to take the optics or anything apart, but I'll also link you to a video of a friend who autopsied 1 or 2 of them in Canada, Tesla 500. I've known him for quite some time, and most of you have probably seen some of his videos, so I'll find a video of him playing with these when I get the time. Probably not this afternoon. I actually feel like sleeping now more than gaming, so I'll be cleaning this up, setting it back up in my bedroom someplace other than on the floor, and yeah, just catching up on more messages and things, which is essentially all I've been doing. I had a big clean out on yesterday. I didn't go back to work until today because that was on my holiday period, but I took a load of stuff to the scrapyard. I know some people would probably cringe at the thought of what I was throwing out, but it's probably best that I don't go into detail. I will post a little bit on that China inverter generator though, whatever I did on the day. Again, I was sort of half stuffed up with a cold, so it's just quick rambles about it. I did show the inverter block, which had a massive blowout around some resistors and things, a flame out. And the rest of the engine, well, it's custom made for the generator, and there was a lot of grey metallic paste in the sump, like flakes, so I wasn't going to trust any of the internals or anything. It wasn't worth my time to strip it for even the ignition coil. They're like $30 off eBay, so I threw the whole lot. Not worth hanging on to. It's a waste of my time and space outside. And a lot of other random air conditioning crap went. Just bits of junk, stuff that's never going to get used. So I won't go into detail on that, because I don't want any more complaints. If you wonder why I'm not doing a video on something, hey, maybe I've thrown it out. But yeah, I will bring better and more informative videos and things, but just not if it's just random junk floating around. Even the Jag engine, the reason I'm stripping that is simply because it's become an ornament around here, and it's a big heavy ornament which doesn't really need to be here anymore. It's had its run. It's giving its last little bits of detail as I take it apart, and then most of the usable parts will be sent off for reconditioning and reuse in other engines. Or maybe someone will even buy the block and the head and use them together. And the crank and sump and everything, that's all going together. But I'm just going to strip it down and see what it's like inside. Anyway, I think that just about covers it. Yeah, as you can see, still sorting tools and things out. It's not 100% done. We've just had such wonderful weather lately that it's been good to work outside on the Micra. And I will do that timing chain tensioner shortly as well. Maybe this weekend. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do this weekend. The young guy wanted to buy the Datsun L18, said his parents keep telling him to not worry about it, so he can have his little battle there, and when he does, I'll just need a few days notice to drag it out here and actually make it ready for shipping. I'll just have to cut the supports and things down and just turn it into a palletized unit. Just whatever scrap steel I've got, weld up a frame in the base of it before I even remove it from the engine stand. That way I can just take the weight of it, cut everything, unbolt the faceplate from the engine stand, and just lift this whole pre-palletized unit straight off on metal skids. If he doesn't want it, or it's going to become a long-term issue, like more than a couple of weeks, anyone else is welcome to it. $150 as it is, pick up only. I'm not delivering it, especially not 8 or 10 hour drives. So yep, that's about it. Otherwise I'll talk to the local Datsun guys and see if they want it. Hell, if I only get 50 or $100 for it, I don't care. It's just got to go. Just big things taking up too much room, and hell, in future if I do want to move to a bigger place, which I will, stuff's just going to have to get liquidated anyway. Even if I sort out most of the small stuff and then just call in a working bee of volunteers and just move stuff. People with utes, trucks, trailers, whatever. I'll definitely need someone with a tilt tray for the lathe, and I don't mind paying for that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's all fun stuff. But I do want a bigger shed. That's something in the future. Maybe even near future, I don't know. We'll see how the dollars keep flowing. And yeah, move to a bigger place, better place, your factory, industrial, that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's all good fun. Anyway, I'm probably becoming delirious, partly because of the medication, and partly because of the cold, and partly because of being tired. So, you know, a bit of fun tonight, and thanks for watching.